Ethiopia, a nation with a rich ancient history unlike that of any of its neighbours. Beautiful stone-walled churches and mosques dot the skyline of its capital, Addis Ababa. It's a city where the old and the new sit side by side, harmonizing the culture and values of an old civilization with the promise of the 21st century. Like any other African nation, Ethiopia faces the challenge of increased rural to urban migration. Many of these migrants end up in informal settlements in cities with access to only the barest of amenities. This country has abundant water resources from 9 river basins. But irrespective of the potential of these water sources, Ethiopia is among the countries with least access to potable water supply for the increasing urban population. UN Habitat, under the Water for African Cities program, has partnered with local authorities and non-governmental organizations in Ethiopia to help achieve the Millennium Development Goals for water and sanitation.
We originally started off working on 3 principal areas. One was on water demand management, the second on protection of water resources from the impacts of urbanization, and the third area was dissemination and outreach. But that recently has, in the past 5 years, has been expanded to include other priority areas such as sanitation, monitoring, and specific focus on the urban poor.
Harar is a walled city in eastern Ethiopia. Harar is undergoing a major water crisis with a very low level of water supply coverage. Due to the shortfall, the urban poor are forced to buy low-quality water from vendors at extremely high prices. Kundudo Primary School in Harar has benefited from the Water for African Cities program with a roofing catchment installation and a 25,000-litre water tank to enable them harvest rainwater. The school has also started a water and hygiene club.
UN Habitat do for us a roof catchment water reservoir, and they make this reservoir, and they give us different training for students, for teachers, and for guards how to use this reservoir or roof catchment.
Abreha Bata Home is a safe haven for elderly people. It also houses some younger residents with physical disabilities. The Water for African Cities program adopted the institution's roofing and constructed a 25,000-litre tank to harvest rainwater.
I have lived here for 16 years. Before this project, there was a big shortage of water. There was no water pipeline coming here. We used to get expensive water from the water truck. After this reservoir was built, we started collecting water during the rainy season.
A similar facility was installed at the Hohet Misrak orphanage. Before the program, there was an acute shortage of water at the childcare center. The situation was so serious that at one point they were forced to reintegrate the children into the community.
Thanks to UN Habitats, we have solved our water problem and started again the residential program. It contains 250,000 liters of water. It stays a week or 2 for all these children and for the dairy and the cows. If it is possible, we do need another one to reserve more water and 100% to solve our water problem.
Also in Harar city, one finds the Garaule community. Here, more than 80 families live in a dilapidated building which once served as a part of a military camp. The structure's interior is dark and congested. The individual houses, which are separated by low partitions, are so cramped that the families here have to sleep in shifts. Before this intervention, they had no sanitation facilities to speak of. Under the sanitation component of the program, a toilet complex with showers was built. The block is fitted with a rainwater harvesting system. The residents pay a small fee to use the facility. There is a separate rainwater harvesting system complete with reservoir for the provision of clean water for domestic use. UN Habitat also donated 2 mobile waste bins to improve solid waste management in the commune. This intervention has inspired the poor community members to realize their right of getting basic services, and they have started to raise their collective voice.
The sanitation condition of the community before the project was awful. Most of the people were beggars. Now 5 members of the community are employed as guards and shower room and water point attendants. We have built a small shop using the money that we have generated. We also use the wastewater from the showers to irrigate our vegetable farms.
55 kilometers from Harar lies the city of Dawa. It's the second largest city in Ethiopia and is situated along the railway line from Addis Ababa to Djibouti. The main source of water supply in Dawa is groundwater, but this resource is not sustainable due to depletion, high pollution from domestic and industrial origins, and shallow groundwater conditions. Water for African Cities supported the construction of a public toilet and shower block in front of the city's railway station. The facility is managed by a cooperative formed by former porters from the railway station who lost their jobs when passenger trains stopped running between the two cities.
The members of our association work here in shifts. One janitor looks after the facility at any one time. Then we share the money that we earn from here.
This area of Dawa is inhabited by a large population of refugees. When they first moved here, they had to fetch water from 5 kilometers away using rickshaws and small taxis. Through this program, a water point has been constructed in the community. Through the WAC 2 program, a water point has been constructed in the community. Now that they have water at their doorstep, they save on the taxi fare and have more time to engage in productive activities. In addition to capital investment in the water sector, focus has also been placed on complementary investment in training and capacity.
One of the big problems in a developing country is this water source safe or not? And traditional testing methods would require a laboratory, incubators, and never could be done on the community level. But there are 2 tests then that all you have to do is add water to them, and I put them together into a portable microbiology lab. You can take that laboratory, and anyone, anywhere, anytime can test their water source.
As African cities increasingly serve as engines of growth, the continent's population will continue to migrate to urban centers. The demands on governments to provide adequate sanitation and water supply will keep rising. Initiatives like the Water for African Cities program play a vital role in bridging the demand gap. But the real value of demonstration projects such as this lies in the capacity of governments and local authorities to upscale and replicate them. This will ensure sustainable access to proper sanitation and safe drinking water for Africa's urban poor, making a tangible impact on their lives and serving as a stepping stone to a brighter future.